The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us.
In this edition, Lay pays respects to late Anna Wissink. Rigorized launches farm expansion. And hunters set to host magpies.
The administrations and SRC of Don Bosco Technical School and De La Salle Secondary School signed and issued a joint statement on Thursday, 30 May, on the need to dispel external negative influence on its students. The brief statement outlined 6 important points. The first point was that both schools have been victims of the irresponsible use of social media by external individuals, triggering a chain of ill feelings and resentment among the students. Both schools also committed to working together as two good Catholic schools to restore the good relationship after the administration and SRC of both schools met with the NCD Education Division Services to take concrete steps to this commitment. During this meeting, both agreed with the call by the NCD Education Services that in the event of another fight, grade 10 or 12 students enrolled will not sit for their national exams, nor will they be certified. Prime Minister James Marape continues to assure the country and international investors that government is intact and its business as usual. He said despite the looming vote of no confidence by the opposition, the government is intact with the support from the coalition partners.
Prime Minister James Marape hosted a press conference right after Parliament adjourned on Thursday and provided an update on the vote of no confidence initiated by the opposition. He was joined by key coalition partners including William Duma of the United Resources Party, Paul Sparkop of the Social Democratic Party, Richard Maru of the People's First Party, Walter Snowbelt of the National Alliance, and Gary Jufa of the People's Movement for Change. The Prime Minister says the government currently has 77 MPs at the Loloata camp, and that gives them the confidence needed to continue to be in government.
We were prepared for a vote of no confidence program the opposition was talking about for a long, long time. They attempted 3 times in February. The 3 times failed, not in our doing or private members' committees doing, but in their doing. The 4th time this week also failed. And it just questions the ability of those in the opposite. If in simple matters like subscribing to the requirements of Section 145 of our Constitution, and they fail to subscribe to, I don't know what else they will fail to do in life.
Marape assured the business community and investors that the government is operating as normal. He invited investors to come to Papua New Guinea.
To all business community in our country and watching abroad, fear not. We've made 13 government transactions in the past. Since 1975, there have been transactions of government, change of government. The 1977 National General Election produced the first government then. The 1980 vote of no confidence produced the first Prime Minister through the process of vote of no confidence. The 1982 government through the general elections. The second vote of no confidence successful in 1985 and onwards up till the 2019 changeover from Mr. O'Neill to Mr. Marape and the 2022 general elections. One thing Papua New Guineans should be proud of is that we've allowed changes of government to take place or government formations to happen following the due process of law and constitution.
Leader of the People's First Party, Richard Maru, emphasized the need for government stability to foster foreign investment.
Very, very important that we continue to have stable leadership, stable policies. It's very important for investment. And today, on behalf of all our coalition partners, I want to thank the Prime Minister and Panku Party for providing stability and leadership for the last 5 years, and we will continue to do so. Despite all our challenges, there are major investors coming into our country because of stable leadership and sound policy.
Governor Pakop also urged residents and businesses in the National Capital District to continue with daily activities without disruption.
You know, it's business as usual. They should go about their business, go to school, go to market, go to work, function as normal because government is functioning as normal. The coalition is intact.
Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Marape on Thursday delivered a statement in Parliament on the government's 5-year reign in office. He said despite criticism, the government has delivered to the people but needs time for those developments to materialize.
Thursday, 30th May, marked 5 years of reign of James Marape as Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea. Delivering a speech in Parliament, Mr. Marape says what they have done is foundational and its impact will come in time. He added that his government is dealing with issues in totality and not haphazardly in order to achieve one outcome.
We are laying down strong building blocks under difficult circumstances. We inherited an economy that was poorly managed. On record, not James Marape's statistics. You look at final budget outcome 2018, we were negative 3% in recess. That's the economy we took over from. But we are picking up. We've looked at key fundamentals that must ensure we rise up and get going and move on and get our country moving into the right direction. But as we were going on, just by reminder, we faced the COVID-19 pandemic. It came upon us suddenly in 2020. We faced the Russia-Ukraine war, came upon us. Lately, the Israel conflict, the Middle East conflicts. Why am I raising these issues? We're not an isolated economy. We live in a globalized trading economy. Inflation externally has its impact in our country too.
The 5-year anniversary report is to inform the people about what the government is doing. Marape clarified that they are not a new government as their policies when they took government are the same when they took to the 2022 national general elections.
I must admit from outset, I understand clearly our people are doing it tough out there. And the presentation by Governor Baird this morning on the price of goods and services is not out of place. It is a real indication of the struggle our people are going through. And finding solution is something we must all do for our people. Mr. Speaker, our families are struggling to put food on the table. Our parents are struggling to pay for the cost of their children's health and education. Food costs and household costs have increased quickly over the last 2 years, and I am admitting this. As any responsible government, we must make admissions so that we make interventions for the better going forward.
Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
She loved nature, especially flowers, so it was only fitting that the late Anna Wisink, a prominent lay resident, floriculturist and businesswoman, was celebrated at the Lay Botanical Gardens Thursday afternoon.
The late Anna Wisink was a woman who wore many hats. She grabbed national attention when she became PNG's pioneer taro exporter, breaking into selected U.S. markets last year with containers of frozen taro from rural Morobe farmers and into the Australian market a week before her untimely passing in Fiji on May 14th. Originally from the autonomous region of Bougainville, the late Anna and her husband of 22 years, David, made Ley their home. With her husband's unwavering support, Anna pursued her love of floriculture and photography, turning it into a business called Teula Petals, Flowers and Events, where her team provides flowers, bouquets, or floral arrangements for events. She was the former president of the Friends of the Ley Botanic Gardens, a volunteer organization that was instrumental in reviving and restoring the once neglected botanical gardens in 2019.
I first met Anna in 2017 when she joined the Friends of the Ley Botanic Gardens. And from there we formed a really good friendship, and then we ran with the idea of the flowers show, and I think that's where our friendship grew from there. She always wanted things to be done properly, very thorough, very detailed. She always asked questions. She always wanted to know what the outcome would be, what the benefit would be. She was hard to work with sometimes, but that hardness, made us think outside of the box.
Tini Rao Omae has been with the late Anna's groundbreaking company, Muruk Tropical Produce, for a year now. He shared an emotional tribute at the memorial, outlining that his late boss was not only a leader, but a servant as well.
Boss me, at the time by me cross by implemented him, but at the time come up with some man and by me cross by me talk to come. Ama to kwanem sani mi tok sabos mi para pembel lo ampla, lo si rong domina, you me walk, and then she would always say, be of good cheer, no matter what. Yes, rain and down, long barot lo makam, we blabber on 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, by me talk. But you stop. I want this, I will come. Me at Mila will look at more fama, Mila to want to walk. Maybe I want to look at my own bush who want a map. 6 o'clock afternoon to still back.
The late Anna was the pro-chancellor of the PNG University of Technology. She was in the family PNG board, and she was heavily involved with women in agriculture and floriculture women as well. In spite of that, she still had time for her farmers. The late Anna was laid to rest at Barakau Village, Central Province, while the lay business community, her longtime friends and Morobe floriculturists and farmers hosted a memorial to celebrate the life of a woman who has touched so many lives yet remained so humble. While many voiced their disappointment that her body was not brought to lay for everyone to pay their respects, they were consoled with the encouragement that they must live the life that Anna had lived, be kind and fair to everyone, regardless of their social standing. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News, Ley.
You're watching TVWAN News. After the break, mega wedding at Universal Church and MRDC acquires 50% POSCA A interest.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, da moo moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open net.
says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Superstition ain't the way. No, 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 no. A miraculous drive into the rose. He puts it to He can launch a bomb. He does launch a bomb all the way home. Colin Jasny rarely has a ping, and he slots a monster there. West does well from the pocket, squares it up, and Harms will take the uncontested grab. This for his first as a Bulldog.
There's an edge. He's gone. Comfortably taken by Fletcher. So therefore,
Lofted shot through mid-wicket. It's gone all the way.
Welcome back. On Thursday, 30th May 2024, Universal Church of PNG conducted the first mega wedding ceremony at its main church in Port Moresby. This mega wedding was a historic event for the PNG chapter. 7 couples recited their marriage vows before God and family and friends. One couple finally tied the knot after living as partners for 31 years, finally happy to have God's blessing over their relationship. Pastor Jonathan thanked the Department of Community Development and Religion for its support in organizing marriage certificates. Senior Pastor Jonathan Pine preached the Gospel of Matthew to the congregation, saying, "What God has put together, let no man separate." The Mineral Resources Development Company and Twinza have announced that they have executed agreements for MRDC to acquire up to 50% participating interest in Twinza's Posca A project, and MRDC and Twinza to cooperate in the acquisition and development of future oil and gas opportunities in Papua New Guinea. Commenting on this announcement, Prime Minister James Marape has said he welcomes the transaction between MRDC and Twinza and says the government looks forward to seeing both entities working together for the good of the people of Papua New Guinea. The Posca A development project is a large feed-ready offshore project in Gulf Province. The province is expected to contribute over 30 billion kina to Papua New Guinea's economy and 15 million kina revenue to the country over the life of the project. On Wednesday, 29 May, the Mineral Resources Development Company Limited, Twinza Oil Limited and Twinza Oil PNG Limited announced that they obtained all internal approvals and executed a series of binding agreements for MRDC to take up to 50% participating interest in the Posca A development project and for the companies to cooperate in the acquisition and development of other oil and gas assets in Papua New Guinea.
For us in MRDC, it's a game changer for us. It is because it is not easy for a national company to own 50% of a petroleum sector or a mining sector. Usually our legal entity is usually 2% or 5%, but to take a bold step in venturing into that, it's a big fest. And I'm proud of this record.
So for my province, we have a thank you. You've given us 10% carried equity in Vehe. And of course, it's the first time that any provincial government in our country will have a direct participation in oil and gas projects. So thank you so much.
Twinza, 100% owner of the project, applied for a petroleum development license in June 2015, has complied with all government requests and has been advancing the project while negotiating the gas agreement since 2020.
We're at that watershed moment for the company. I feel today, the 29th of May 2024, marks a massive moment. We've already been on this journey for 16 years, but I honestly believe that today is the moment that the Pasca project becomes a reality for the people of Papua New Guinea and for the people and investors that have supported Twinza over all these years.
The project is expected to contribute over 30 billion kina to Papua New Guinea's economy and 15 billion kina revenue to the country over the life of the project.
The groundbreaking of the Rigo rice farm expansion took place Thursday in Bunata village in Central Province. This expansion not only marked a celebration of the growth of the business, but also a spirit of collaboration and innovation.
A momentous occasion. The groundbreaking ceremony for the Rigo rice farm expansion took place Thursday. The 6,000-hectare rice cultivation project in Rigo District, Central Province, marks a significant milestone in the agricultural development of Papua New Guinea.
Goal to Rigo rice and the feeding people of PNG. So since we started Rigo rice time, you've been trying best to put in price to rice, same as a minimum wage. Meaning that your money work 3.50 an hour or 3.20 an hour.
The Rigo rice farm will utilize cutting-edge Japanese rice farming technology and machinery from the Sugano Farm Machinery MFG Company Limited. Sugano Farm Machinery has a long and proud history of innovation in agricultural equipment, and their technology will play a crucial role in enhancing the efficiency and productivity of rice farming in this region. By using these advanced tools, they are setting the stage for higher yields, improved quality, and greater sustainability in rice production. The Ambassador Extraordinary of Japan to Papua New Guinea, Nobuyuki Watanabe, was present at this event.
This project represents more than just a technological advancement. It symbolizes a shared vision for the future. A future where the people of Papua New Guinea can enjoy greater food security, economic growth, and improved livelihood.
Rigo member and Minister for National Planning, Se Ano Pala, presented a funding of 4,400,000 kina from the Rigo District Development Authority.
With the approval of the Rigo DDA, we have decided to give 4.4 million kina for us to launch the customary land outgrowth program. Because if you are going to do it the normal way, it will never be done. It's impossible. We need to use machines. So with this money, Jeff, you go ahead with your Japanese experts and then open up the land, build the roads, and build the infrastructures, and we will move forward.
Furthermore, the Department of National Planning and Monitoring presented an additional 20 million kina for this endeavor that is being boosted in the hopes for success and prosperity for the people of Rigo and Central Province.
The government, through our Minister, Honorable Se Ano Pala, the government has made a commitment and in its recognition of Rigo Rice Project, and has made available funding of 20 million kina to support build key infrastructure and every infrastructure around Rigo Rice Project.
The expansion of the Rigo Rice Farm strengthens the Rigo Rice brand as a symbol of quality and excellence. Soon, the brand will represent a blend of Japanese precision and Papua New Guinean dedication as described by His Excellency Watanabe.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at 0.2608 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, Kina was buying 0.2533 US dollars, 0.3790 Australian dollars, 0.2262 euro, and 39.45 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except cocoa closed lower and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after the break with news making headlines overseas. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
All Mama Flame is story all Sam.
Me say you sing flame flower long one him. Me say me Kim Kai Kai belong family belong me. You go more yet.
Man belong me say like him flower balls belong me what them cover war na spring onion. All pikinini belong me say like him to mas pineapple donut me say walk him lo house. Ne make kumu mix him what them cow na karamapim long flower.
Tasty hash browns.
Time is Kelly one time wala pela Kai Kai. Me say kisi more Kai Kai long all get a toya me tromoy one time flame flower.
You in a packing more one time flame flower.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Harem, Gok, Young, or Roll, the scale rice family meal with talk. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni Sigola, scale rice, low scale price. Seni Sigola, scale rice, low scale price. But you like him?
The quality for China.
Oh, gets away from one. Shot ball. And finally, they're on the board.
Shifting the ball up, Tommy Moyder puts in a neat little rubber kick. They got the ball, they got to score.
Welcome back. Forum Chair and Cook Islands Prime Minister Mark Brown has expressed his condolences following the landslide in Papua New Guinea's Enga province on 24 May. In a statement, Brown said that the Forum family of 18 Pacific nations and dialogue and development partners joined the Forum in extending thoughts, prayers and condolences to the government and people of Papua New Guinea. Brown acknowledged the gravity of the situation, describing it as an absolute tragedy. Offering support, Brown stated that the Forum stands ready to assist and offer support through this period of bereavement and recovery, noting with appreciation the humanitarian efforts of the Forum family and the international community. He concluded with a message of hope and resilience. A domestic violence victim in Sydney says she and her 3 children have been left homeless because shelters across the city are full. She does not want to be identified but felt compelled to share her story to highlight the ongoing lack of support for women trying to escape violence.
2 weeks ago, this woman's partner allegedly punched her and held a knife to her throat. After several years of abuse, it was the final straw for this mother, who we'll call Jade.
Sometimes I'd have black eyes, or like my hand's been stabbed before.
He's behind bars after being charged over the most recent attack. But Jade and her 3 young children are now homeless. They had to leave his home when he was arrested, despite reaching out to domestic violence services weeks before the latest alleged assault. She was told there was nowhere suitable for them to go.
There's no vacancies in refuges or anything like that because they've got no resources for it at the moment.
Jade and her children, all aged under 4, spent a night sleeping in the car before being moved to a hotel.
It's not even a bedroom, just a room in a motel with a bed, not even nowhere to wash my kids' bottles, nothing.
They're now in crisis accommodation, but they can't stay there, and there's a lengthy waiting list for affordable housing.
Sometimes I would sit there and think, should I just give up and just go back, because I felt like I was hopeless, there was nothing that I could do, I'm just being given dead ends.
Those on the front line say Jade's story is still far too common.
We know, for example, that in the most recent shelter that we opened, we're turning away 9 out of 10 people who approach us for help.
Ms Daniels says the government could use former nursing homes or hotels as crisis housing.
In a statement to ABC News, Homelessness Minister Rose Jackson said it was not good enough that families like Jade's were being turned away from shelters. The minister said the department was exploring any government-owned properties that could be urgently converted into crisis accommodation while more housing is built. What do you need right now to help support you?
Secure housing for me and my kids.
Since being contacted by the ABC, the Department of Housing has found Jade and her children a home.
The Fiji First Party has terminated 17 members of parliament who voted in favour of salary increase last Friday. The 17 opposition members received letters from the acting general secretary, Fayez Koya, of the party notifying them that their seat in parliament has been vacated. Spokesperson for the members, John Usamate, said they are disputing the legality of the termination letter. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka confirmed that changes to salaries, allowances and benefits for the President, Speaker, Leader of Opposition and members of Cabinet and Parliament, as required by the Parliamentary Remunerations Act of 2014, have been gazetted. These changes are now binding on the executive arm of government to implement from 1st August 2024 to 31st December 2024 unless Parliament decides otherwise before 1st August 2024. Short-statured people say their photos are increasingly being taken without consent and then posted on social media groups dedicated to mocking them. The groups contain violent, derogatory and sexualized content, and getting them removed is difficult. The short-statured community wants more action taken and is calling for the wider public to help them call out the abuse.
To me.
Samantha Lilly is no stranger to abuse, but recently social media groups mocking her and others of short stature caught the 35-year-old off guard.
I've seen 3 different photos of me in the last week or so, just going about my day. Seeing that first image made me feel completely powerless and completely subhuman.
Advocates have reported an influx of groups online devoted to mocking the community.
People with children, people with high-profile employment, just having these conversations in the open.
It's become a bit of a sport.
The pages include taglines such as "See something small, give us a call." Some posts contained photos of children, others were demeaning and involved threatening messages. But getting them taken down has been difficult.
Meta replied that no, it doesn't violate any community standards. And the e-safety commissioner has basically wiped their hands of it, saying, no, it's out of our control.
Meta didn't respond to questions from the ABC, and a spokesperson for the e-safety commissioner said it can only flag content for removal in certain circumstances. Calling out the abuse of people with disability often falls to people with disability. Many in the short-statured community are tired of doing the heavy lifting and want the wider public to step up and help shoulder some of that load.
I think as simple as just kind of making somebody aware that, hey, that's a real person, and just having that conversation.
A conversation long overdue.
Donald Trump may have been found guilty on all counts of illegally covering up a hush money payment. The big question now is whether Trump could go to prison. The answer is uncertain and is not yet known what sentence, if any, the judge will impose. Trump is a first-time offender for a non-violent crime, and it is rare for people with no criminal history who are convicted only of falsification of business records to be sentenced to prison in New York. Punishments like fines or probation are more common. The maximum sentence for Trump's crime of falsifying business records is 4 years in prison, but in cases involving prison time, defendants are typically sentenced to a year or less. If punished beyond a fine, Trump could be placed under home confinement or subjected to a curfew rather than imprisoned. As a former president, he has a lifetime Secret Service detail, and the logistics of keeping him safe behind bars could be complicated. Trump could also be released on bail while appealing his conviction. The gas industry has responded to a report by Australia Institute think tank which claims Australians are missing out on billions in gas royalties each year. The think tank's report shows more than half of the gas exported from Australia is royalty-free.
Energy Producers Chief Executive Samantha McCulloch has put out a statement this afternoon and really rejected, not surprisingly, the Australia Institute's claims in its report. It says that to claim Australia's gas resources are given away for free is a deliberate misrepresentation of Australia's gas industry. The gas industry says it pays $17.1 billion in taxes, royalties and other charges combined in this financial year, whereas the Australia Institute report is looking specifically at the amount of royalties paid. It also says that the gas industry, in addition to direct contributions to the government, it will also spend $41 billion in Australia this financial year, which it says is a big economic benefit to the regional communities where the industry operates. So it hasn't been very happy with this report today and has really gone to pains to point that it is a big contributor to the Australian economy and the areas in which it operates, and is paying what it thinks is its fair share of taxes, particularly given that it is governed by the Petroleum Resources Rent Tax as well. The Australia Institute has been looking at 10 projects that produce LNG across Australia, particularly concentrated in WA, Queensland and the Northern Territory. Now, the onshore sites in WA and Queensland actually do pay royalties because they're governed under the state jurisdictions, but when it comes to the offshore producers, they are looked after by the federal government. Now, it is charging royalties on one of those, but 6 others are only covered by the PRRT. Now, the Australia Institute says that doesn't generate enough, and when it comes to royalties, it's added all of the value of the gas exports and looked at how much royalties was paid. It said that $149 billion worth of royalty-free gas went offshore last year. Now, it wants a comprehensive inquiry into the management of Australian gas and would also like the royalty system changed so that it is across the board and really applies to those offshore projects. Richard Dennis is the head of the Australia Institute. I spoke to him earlier today. He said it is politically and economically feasible to change and look into the gas sector. I asked why, if it was so easy, it hasn't been done, and he blamed pressure from the gas lobby and the government being under pressure to not make such changes.
This is TVWAN News. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
What is a census? A census is the head count of every person living in the country. Every man, woman, boy, girl, and babies must be counted. It is a snapshot of the population at one point in time. It informs the government how funding is shared between wards, districts, and provinces. It helps planning transport, schools, roads, housing, and basic healthcare services. Census officials from the National Statistical Office will be visiting your homes from the 17th of June to the 30th of June. It is important that you participate and give the basic information to the census workers when they visit your homes to collect data. With the help of census data collected, the government can plan for every man, woman, and child in Papua New Guinea for evidence-based decision-making so no one is left behind. For more information, you can visit our website, nso.gov.pg. This information is authorized by the Office of the National Statistician.
The PNG LNG project has a positive and long-lasting impact on the whole country. Revenue is delivered through 5 streams. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Go shot side, show and go. He's
What
got
a
it down.
run! Oh, he busts straight through and he scores. But he passes the ball. They've got numbers here. Tandaku, get on the wing. He dives. He scores. Super fast and a dive over try. He's got the little legs pumping and Salmon with a second in the second half. Scintillating Newcastle try. And Armstrong, he's going to go all the way. Goodbye.
Oh, what a cracker! Holes disturb the game. Let's go, Nelson Mandela goes again. He gets height on that one. Two fielders under it. And boy, oh boy.
Thanks for staying with us. PNG rising 100-meter and 200-meter sprint sensation Timothy Tuna is ready to make an impression when he steps on the silver tracks in Fiji next week for Oceania Athletics Championships. Timothy is the son of former PNG Olympian Takale Tuna. He is leading a group of 6 development athletes from the National Sports Institute in Goroka, 2 of whom will be making their debut at the Fiji meet.
Joy Teba and Damien Kote are set to make their debut at the Oceania Athletics Championships, which kicks off in Suva, Fiji next Tuesday. Alongside them are elite athletes Pius Whistle, Lord Sumare, Alphonse Igish, and sprinter Timothy Tuna. Tuna will be competing in the 100-meter and 200-meter sprint events as he continues this legacy of his father and former PNG 200-meter sprint king Takale Tuna. Through his dad's big influence, young Tuna first stepped onto the racetracks when he was 14 years of age, competing in the under-16 division to under-18 in the Port Moresby athletics competition, and tried to emulate what his dad did before things started getting a little serious, and that's where he found his love and passion for the sport. 2022, Tuna joined the Athletics Development Program at the National Sports Institute in Goroka as part of his career development in athletics under late Samu Sasama and other coaches who have helped him to build his confidence and stamina and improve his running techniques, especially in the sprint events. Tuna is part of the 14 PNG athletes who left for Fiji on Thursday this week to compete in the Suva Meet, which starts on Tuesday next week, 4th June 2024.
In 2022, I've been training and preparing up there ever since. 22, 23, this is my third year now. Yeah, I'm getting ready now to go to Fiji to compete in the Oceania Championships. My events are specifically 100 and 200 meter sprints because I've been training for those, so I qualified for the 100 and 200 meter sprints. Yeah.
Tuna also shared his own experiences and challenges about athletics, setting goals, and the hard work put in at training to run good times to make the team, which he has done.
You know, challenges are basically my times. You know, one thing about wanting to make the team, you have to run a good time. So yeah, there's a specific time that you have to run before you make the team. So yeah, that's what I've been aiming for. I've been training and training for how many years now? Working hard, you know. But ever since I started running times now, and that's when I've actually qualified to make the team. So yeah.
Tuna's partner in crime and debutant Damien Kote for the javelin event is keeping his hopes high to make his mark at the Suva Meet as he continues to live his dream of making the Olympics one day. But for now, his target is to do well at the Oceania Championships.
I got big flat dream. Like now, because Oceania is not, you know, like it's not where me stop. Dream me and go and play Olympics. So I got big flat target. Go on Oceania, make him hit best below me, make him best below me. Me qualify and stuff at his level. So.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
West Eagles' 6-game undefeated run in the Money Plus Port Moresby AFL 2024 season proper ended on Sunday when they succumbed to a revitalized Gerahu Magpies after the neck-and-neck affair in the main event of the day at the Colts ground. At full-time, Magpies beat Eagles 40 points to 38. Other big winners from the weekend were Bombers, who beat Swans 67 points to 38.
Gerahu Magpies and Bombers defeated their opponents over the weekend in the Money Plus Port Moresby AFL 2024 season. They now join first-place Eagles in top 3 rank, all on 24 points, followed by Dockers on 12 points, Koboni 12, Tigers 8, Swans and Cats all on 4 points apiece. Sunday's top-of-the-table clash between competition leaders Eagles and the fast-improving Magpies lived up to its name and never let their faithful fans down right to the death in a thriller. Likewise, third-place Bombers in Saturday's main clash proved a class above the struggling Swans, beating them 9 goals, 3 behinds 67 to 6 goals, 2 behinds 38. While Tigers fell to their 8th straight loss to Koboni, 5 goals, 3 behinds 55 to 3 goals, 3 behinds 21. Pom AFL heads into another interesting weekend of around 8 matches with some focus on Saturday's clash between 3rd and 5th, Koboni versus Bombers. The Koboni boys, after accounting for Tigers last week, seem to have a bit of spring in their step and looking to put a dent on the Bombers' good winning form with an upset win. In the earlier match, again another mismatch between second-place Magpies and competition tail-enders Cats. Sunday's fixtures will kick off with Dockers and Swans, with Dockers looking to build on last week's narrow win against the Cats and should add Swans to their list of losses. After tasting their first loss of the season last weekend, competition leaders West Eagles would be fired up to bounce back with a class performance against Tigers on Sunday. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Round 8 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup is anticipating more intriguing matches this weekend as the battle for supremacy continues to intensify. There are 10 rounds of regular season left before the final series begins on the 25th of August. The grand final is on September 15. Matches are scheduled for Port Moresby, Lae, Goroka and Wabeg on Sunday. Meanwhile, the triple header continues at the Santos National Football Stadium, headlined by a blockbuster between a resilient Croton Hella Wigman side against a big and robust Wampna Mount Hagen Eagles pack.
Defense there. So he's going to
The main clash will be preceded by PRK Galfiso and Morning Plus NCDC Vipers at 12:45 p.m., followed by the Western Britain Provincial Government Kimber Cutters and PRK Mandy Muruks at 1 p.m. Wigman's rapid resurgence and rise to be serious contenders for finals footy could be an understatement. Knocking off an equally star-studded Vipers outfit last week was no fluke. They showed great resilience, patience and hard work till the end in a low-scoring affair 12-6. Eagles, on the other end, had to struggle to contain the Cutters last week and resorted to their heavy forward pack nullifying and overcoming Cutters' attacking flair to rom home 12-6. With Wigman and Eagles placed 7 and 8 respectively on the points ladder after round 7 makes for a really good tight contest that should keep their fans guessing until the final outcome. In terms of structure and good game management, Wigman might have the edge given the form their new halves combo of Benton Leme and Tony Wemine is in, ably assisted by number 9 Woods Kawage, who's electric out of dummy half. Wigman's back three, led by Captain Courageous, Junior Igila, calling the shots for elusive number 1 Kaupa Sipa and prolific try scorer Siki Content and young Cyril Siba on the right wing to do the damage. Eagles head coach Francis Ray strong on experience and size and will be using that power game tactic and energy to wear out the Wigman's defensive forward pack of Manu Kame, Mari Corners, man at work Joshua Nogoya and Kopu Piju and hope for opportunities to pop up. Veteran Henry Wan, Captain Joshua Nani and form number 9 Limpil Kiap would be the linchpin for the Eagles' offensive through the middle, while fullback Dixon Pipi in great attacking form will be directing traffic from the back, assisted by centers Desmond Michael and Benji Pan. If Eagles can control their aggression and emotions and just play clean hard football, the match could swing their way. However, for now, Wigman are favourites to take out the match. In other round 8 matches, Pintogorgoro Kalahanis will host Eastern Britain Egma Gurias at the National Sports Institute, KMH Miox to host Osila Wagitube at the Ipus Oval, while Lay Snakes Tigers will welcome the struggling Guest Resources Central Baris at the Lay Rugby League Oval. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The SPPNG Hunters return to the Santos National Football Stadium this Saturday, 1st June, to host South's Logan Magpies in round 12 of the QRL Host Plus Cup. Kickoff is at 3 p.m. The Hunters have recorded 3 convincing wins from 4 of 5 home games to start the year before going down to the Mackay Cutters in a game of 2 halves, 26-40 in Mackay last week.
Unfamiliar climate and lively home crowd at the Santos National Football Stadium make it arguably the most difficult away trip in the QRL competition, and on Saturday, the 13th place Magpies will be asked to brave the hostile conditions. For Atron's Hunters, they know what it works for them this season, and there's a simple remedy heading into Saturday's fixture with the Magpies. However, there may be some positional changes depending on niggling injuries to some key players.
Looking forward to it. I mean, it was a really short week. We had, it was a really big travel down, travel home. So today's just a light session to get the body moving, and then we've got one more session before the game. So we've got an extended bench. Cosso's back. We're waiting for Robert Matias to see. He had a possible HIA that we're waiting to confirm. If that's the case, then he won't be able to play. But he's in the extended bench himself. Cosso's back in the extended bench. Yeah, they're the main ones. Clint's still there. Clint was their 18th man last week, so he'll be there. The good thing is with Clint, like we're putting him in the middle. If we do get him on, we'll put him in the middle. He's kind of like we did with Alex, and then Robert as well. Put him in the middle. So look to put Clint in the middle to make sure that he gives that power and leg speed off the bench. And then the good thing with Clint is he can play back row, he can play centre, and he can also play wing. So that puts more pressure on the other players.
For South Logan Magpies, their difficult 2024 campaign won't get any easier this weekend, with a desperate and dangerous Hunters outfit waiting for them in Port Moresby. That being said, the Magpies have plenty to play for on Saturday, after 2 consecutive 40-point losses to the Pride and Tigers in their last fortnight, while back-to-back onslaughts from 2 of the competition heavyweights has left South Logan with the second worst defense in the competition. The Magpies posted a flurry of late tries against a 2-round of play against both Pride and Tigers, highlighting their ability with the ball under pressure. The mid-season inclusion of NRL powerhouse Tevita Pangai Jr. at the South Logan Magpies has certainly contributed to those improvements, and he profiles as a key figure for the visitors on Saturday. The SB Hunters sorely missed Wellon Taulo's defensive presence on their right edge last week, but Aiton can count for that with reliable personnel in his extended bench. The Hunters know what is expected of them after last week's second-half debacle and will make sure they come out with a strong defensive mindset to stop the big Magpies pack. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Game 2 of the Women's State of Origin series is under a week away, with the New South Wales side now in camp.
Preparations for Game 2 of State of Origin are in full swing for the Sky Blues here at the New South Wales Rugby League Centre of Excellence in Sydney Olympic Park. The team is full of energy and ready to go off the back of their 22-12 victory over the Queensland Maroons a fortnight ago in Game 1 at Suncorp Stadium. The victory came off the back of a new halves pairing in Corbin Baxter and Rachel Pearson, both of whom returned to the side after absences in previous series.
We were comfortable from, day dot. I think, we trained for 8 weeks together, and yeah, it was just getting that combination, and obviously, we'll just build on Game 1, and we're definitely comfortable.
The second game of the first ever 3-game women's series will be played at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle next Thursday. As of today, it is expected to be a sellout, which should ensure a record-breaking crowd.
That ends the news sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Port Moresby, mostly fine, partly cloudy. Daru, partly cloudy with possible showers. Ley and Wewak, partly cloudy with some rain showers. Lorengau and KVN, partly cloudy, mostly fine with possible few showers. Buka, partly cloudy, mostly fine. Mount Hagen, partly cloudy with few afternoon showers and possible thunderstorm. Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough with southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots, reaching 34 to 47 knots at times. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, Karamal to Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Islands, seas 2 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 to 4 meters along gale warning areas. And waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to Siasi Long Islands to Karkar Island, seas 2 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 meters. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.